You got UFC, you got Bellator, a lot going on. So let's check in with the guys and let's talk a little. Oh, there he is. I almost forgot that you look like that, New York Rick. I mean, it's been so long.
The facial hair, the stubble and shadow is starting to come in, so I don't look so much like an egg, which I'm happy about.
It is amazing that you legit look like you're 17. Have you gotten that a lot?
I do have the baby face underneath the homeless look that I was sporting for a while has startled some people.
What do you like better? What's that, Frank?
I want to see his lower.
He's
third
putting up
comparison.
The lower third where I look. I mean, I look similar to
17 might be a little young.
I mean, what are we talking? 22, 23?
Like like an angsty 24-year-old.
All right,
I'll take it. Listen.
By the way, you look very similar to that lower third right there that we just showed.
Yeah, I'll take it. I appreciate the compliments, boys.
So
what's up?
Tough weekend for the Parlay pals.
Shout out to
Was it? I don't even remember. It's so long ago.
Yeah, it was.
Oh yeah.
Give it to us. Can you give us the? It's tough.
I'm delayed on the graphic, so I can't even see. But
no,
what happened?
There's actually there's no graphic. Yeah, Matt.
Oh, okay.
Cost everything.
Connor, say the line.
I believe it was yours. What is this? Say the line. What were we even talking about? Can someone give me clarity on what we were talking about in that scenario?
Making a calzone, and you were like,
"Was that it?" I swear that was like an edit.
They did go back and edit it, so you said it more than once. But
why was I full screened when we were talking about a calzone?
Because why not?
I feel like I was just like, get me off of this screen. I didn't know what else to say, so I filled it with "it's tough."
I love that that's become like the line.
Such a great clip.
By the way, no, that's become a meme. And then there's one where I actually am the first one that posted it, where my face looks shocked, and people have just started responding to various things with that. I mean, it's hilarious.
It's tough. You have such a look of disappointment when you say it.
That's why I can't believe that we were talking about a calzone.
It's tough. I mean, it's just so good. And Killishaw is so proud of it. I mean, he's taking ownership. I posted another one. He was upset that I posted the other one. It was a cleaner edit on his.
Was it even Killishaw that started it off?
And it might be No Context Ariel.
Yeah, I think it was No Context Ariel. Classic Killishaw taking credit. Guy thinks I'm all about serious business over here.
Okay, so what happened? Yes?
Before we move on to that, I just want to say equal to the "it's tough" was Frank's "can't beat that."
Yeah,
this was in real life, but can't beat that.
Are you going to tell the story about that, or what?
No.
What
do you mean? Then no one understands.
You were talking to the guy at AEW, and he clearly had too much to drink, and he was getting deep in the weeds about pro wrestling history.
Oh, that guy.
Yeah, he was talking like ECW shows from the 90s.
By the way, you're so bad at telling stories. I mean, it's so incredible that. Okay, you have to paint the picture.
Yeah.
We went to Arthur Ashe last week. By the way, Arthur Ashe, phenomenal venue to watch combat sports. Like, if I'm a promotion, Coker and the boys, like you, right?
Watch anything.
Because
I'd say anything.
Yeah.
In that building.
Incredibly difficult to get to, but I love the building.
Oh my God, what a pain in the ass it was to get there. Holy shit. But once you're there, because when you're at an arena and you've got that huge space where the court or the ice is, you got to kind of fill it up with seats, and it's a little like spread out. It's not Arthur Ashe, which for those of you that don't know, is a tennis stadium that is big. Like there's a lot of people that could fit in there, 20,000 or so, but it's just kind of very high up. But the bottom, the floor is small because it's just a tennis, court. So everything feels like you feel like you're on top of the ring. And our good friend, Action Bronson was competing. What a debut for him. Unbelievable. By the way, mazel tov to him and his wife. They're expecting another child. That's very exciting.
Super exciting.
Mazel tov.
Yeah. He freaking killed it. Looked like a young Bam Bam out there, freaking power slamming, running the ropes like a 14-year vet. He looked absolutely amazing. And we were there at AEW and enjoyed it. Got the red carpet treatment. It was very nice. And I was trying.
Nice.
Yeah. That's what.
Wait, so we're shoulder to shoulder, right?
We're shoulder to shoulder. Frank is sitting next to some random schmo who is clearly inebriated. And
first we're all in the road together, shoulder to shoulder.
Yeah.
Then Frank goes, okay, this is getting uncomfortable. Let me sit behind. Let me
Right.
sit in the row behind.
Which
was
proved
empty.
to be a big mistake.
Yeah, because then remember that his seat immediately got filled by a random woman that we did not know.
Yeah, who was that woman, by the
No
way?
idea.
We don't know.
Didn't-
I don't think
didn't
anyone
say a
ever
word to
talked to her. I don't think anyone talked to her.
Oh my gosh. And like poor, I think it was New York Rick who was super close to her, right?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
shoulder to
I was
shoulder.
right. I was
Yeah.
right next to her.
Jammed in like a tiny airplane.
Tiny airplane. And so Frank makes the executive decision to sit behind us because there was actually an empty row for a moment. But then some guy who was very drunk comes and sits next to him and is, thinking, we're at AEW, it's a hardcore crowd. Frank's been around the scene. He went to the Elks Lodge to watch ECW back in the day. He went to Hammerstein. And he's just rifling off names that really, like, I think New York Rick knows some of them. GC knows none of them.
None.
Frank definitely knows
Not
none of
a
them.
chance.
And he's rifling off names like RVD and Sabu
Yeah.
that he was at this show and that show. And remember when Jerry Lynn came out and Taz and Landstorm and Frank is just, he is just entertaining and humoring this guy and is just saying things like, oh, you can't beat that. He's like, you remember when Jerry Lynn went up against Justin Credible back? And you're like, what do you, and Frank, you did a great job.
Just trying to be polite. But yeah,
Incredible.
You can't beat
That guy was
He
living in
sounded
his
really
own world.
excited.
Can't beat that. You can't beat that. You cannot beat
Cannot
that.
beat that.
Can't beat that.
Talking about a lack of knowledge, you guys had me fooled for about
Oh man.
90 seconds that Sting the wrestler and Sting the singer are the same people.
That was
To the
amazing.
point where I had to Google it.
You believed
the
it.
best
There
thing.
was
I believed
legit
it.
a moment where you believed it.
100% until I saw a picture of the singer, and I was like, "There's no,
No,
way
with the
this-
with the makeup on there, they look.
these
the same.
people cannot be the same people." I mean, you were so casual about it. You were like, "Yeah, what,
Yeah, it was
We all
amazing.
three
You actually
just
get-
zoned in on that.
it was like you guys were like offended that I didn't know
Yeah.
that it was the same people."
I mean, your
think that's
lack
what
of
got-
knowledge is actually shocking to me. You actually popped hardest for Tony Schiavone, of all people.
Tony Schiavone, local Atlanta radio hero. I mean, he does local radio news. I didn't know he did anything wrestling until I was like,
That's
19.
crazy to me.
I grew up
He's
my
known
whole life.
worldwide as a
Yeah.
wrestling play-by-play legend, WCW, for like 20 years.
Grew up my whole life, and he was just the local news guy, Tony Schiavone.
That's crazy.
Riding home from school, he's given like school.
Was he doing this
closings.
while he really? He's doing
yeah.
school closings?
Yeah, Tony Schiavone. He was local news, WSB News, I think.
That's so crazy to me. This guy's calling matches at
7:50
the
a.m.
Georgia Dome
You-
with 50,000 people, and then he's doing school closings?
On AM radio. He was on AM radio.
Wow.
Yeah, 750. Tony Schiavone. I texted my parents the whole night. The only thing I sent to my parents was that Tony Schiavone was there, and then MJF tackles him. I was offended. I
Yeah,
couldn't
that-
believe it.
It was a fun show. I still think they have a few kinks that they have to work out. Of course, the haters online who like to think that we're tongue bathing. WWE, I think, was the term used.
Yeah, that was.
Would be shocked to know that we attended. I enjoyed it. The venue is incredible. It really is. Fast show, moved along. They did two shows, so it went a little long. My only complaint really is the sound. Like you watch the Bronson walkout, the entrance, way better on TV than it is in person. I think the sound, the microphones, all that needs to be worked on. But it was great. Great Muda showed up. GC had no idea who he was. Freaking living legend.
That was one of the highlights of the show.
Yeah.
The green spray out of his mouth.
Soraya.
Soraya.
Oh yeah, forgot
That
about
was
the debut.
that was a
Potent-
crazy moment. Everyone went crazy for that. I had no idea what was
Mass
going on.
hysteria.
Mess.
Yeah, former in studio guest of the MMA Hour.
Weirdly enough, yes. Well, not really a guess. She was there.
Paige or
She was there.
She was in the in the studio.
Yeah, but she wasn't even on camera. She was there as like
Did she never come
the
on
significant
camera?
other. No,
Maybe, yeah.
With
Wow.
Alberto Del
I can't believe
Rio.
She never came. Wait, did she really not come on camera?
I swear.
I feel like she did.
She was very low level at the time.
I'd ask
Weirdly
Joe,
enough.
but he's currently climbing on the equipment right now.
What?
There's a lot going on back here.
Is everything okay?
We just had a TV go out. He's replacing the cable.
TBD on whether everything's okay.
I mean, we're still live, right?
Yep.
Oh yeah, we're
Yep.
live. Don't worry.
Okay. All right.
Frank breaking the fourth wall.
It's
Yeah.
funny
We
to
were
see
managing
someone
the ship
climbing
well.
on stuff within the
I would have no idea. All right. Well, it was a good time. We enjoyed. Do you want to say something, Nick Rick?
I was just gonna say to mount a potential defense of AEW there. Maybe that's a Arthur Ashe thing. The sound, because I've never
Fair.
been to another AEW show.
That's fair.
For tennis, there's not a real, you're not listening to commentary, you're not listening to anything. It's kind of quiet in there. So could be. I don't know. I
you-
personally
what you
don't know. I've
could
never
hear-
been to another AEW show.
Were those belly
Oh
slaps?
wait, I have been.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
The
Well,
belly
yes,
slaps
you
heard
have
everywhere.
been.
I went to the other one
With Robert
at
Pearson.
Yes. With our great friend Roberts Pearson.
Yes.
Yeah, you know what? I think it was an Arthur Ashe thing. I think I remember the audio being not an issue in that arena. So
There you go. Take it back.
one time.
All right. So we lost out on the Parlay Pals. How did you do, GC?
Broke dead even.
Wow.
Yeah, I hit 2 bets that I won a half unit on each, and then I lost 2 bets that were half unit bets each. It was like the week never happened.
Weird.
Yeah, that's the first time that's ever happened since we started this.
All right. So we're
yeah, I
looking
got-
to get back on track.
Yeah, I got the Shakur by decision and one of the Bellator parlays, and then lost the Parlay Pals in another Bellator parlay. So
Who was it? Oh, it
yeah.
was Mads Burnell that screwed us, huh?
yeah, shout out to Mads.
Come on.
Oof. That I got to tell you, that was a very bad performance.
Yeah.
That was
It was not.
that
good.
was rough. No, not good.
Stuff is there.
That was just you just did it. You just did it's tough. You just did the it's tough. It was great. It was very well timed.
It's never gonna escape it.
I know.
Totally gonna get that as a
that
in the-
soundbite.
I need the OG clip. I need like the long form OG clip where it happens. Just to confirm that we were talking about calzones.
Put that in the merch store whenever it drops.
It's tough.
All right, we'll see.
tough.
A picture of a
2024.
like a cartoon calzone, and
Yeah.
it's tough.
Oh my god.
Or a calzone opening up and the cheese that's strung together says
Yeah.
it's tough on it.
Or a well done
Oh, I love
steak. A well done steak.
Oh no.
It's
That's
tough.
actually tough.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
tough. I mean,
That's too tough, actually.
All right, we're getting back on track. There's a new
Yes.
rink. I'm very excited about this. I don't know if New York Rick has even seen this,
no, he
but
has no idea. No one has
I don't
any
know.
idea.
oh my gosh, I think Frank has an idea, right?
Yeah, I saw it.
Yeah. Okay, tell us the backstory here. There's a new wrinkle to the Parlay Pals.
Yes.
What do we got?
So I can take no credit for this. This is a great production piece. It's Heidi or Haiti Ayob. I'm probably butchering that name. I should have asked him for a pronunciation before I went on here with this, but he is a front-end engineer, and he said, one day he was just bored at work, chilling, so he decided to create like a widget for the Parlay Pals that will randomize the order, and then we can add our picks to it. He had reached out to me on Twitter a couple times. He was like, DM me. I got something for the Parlay Pals, and so I finally was able to DM him, and he got back to me, and the widget is insanely impressive. So if we can go to the
incredible.
screen here. I mean, here it is.
This is amazing.
We're just getting started, though. It has all our names in it. Now, I don't have to throw the names in the matrix because I can just go on here.
Wow.
Yes, we're getting some
This is
randomization.
incredible.
We
This
need
is
a sound
like
effect,
Yeah.
wow, it
That's
did
what we're
it.
gonna go with.
This is like when you're at the train station in Europe and all the
Yes.
things are like
Oh, the digital display.
yeah. Well, is it digital or
Yeah,
is it like
that's
those
what that-
flippy things?
Those flippy things are digits.
No. Well,
Yeah, it's
yeah, I
pretty-
guess, but
It's
not-
pretty incredible. So,
Wow,
yeah,
that was amazing. By the way, I feel like we need some music for that next time. Next week, I feel like we need some music.
yeah, like a little flipper
Yeah.
thing that it goes.
Well, no, stay on that. I need to look at this a little longer. This is amazing.
Yeah, we
so,
should probably rerun it.
Yeah, so I'll go ahead and start it off.
Yeah.
I'll kick us off. I'm
I
actually
mean,
going
was
to
that
go to
the
the world.
official shuffle?
Was that
though?
the
Like,
official
it didn't
shuffle,
seem
or-
like it.
Oh, okay, all right, okay.
yeah, that was one. That was
Would
one
have
just
always
for
just picked-
All
posterity.
right. We'll randomize it again.
Do we have music?
It's totally gonna be Connor again.
Oh,
It
wait,
is me again.
it was the same thing.
It's the exact one.
Was it the exact
It's the
same?
same order.
Okay.
okay.
Just because we have people at home that are not going to believe it.
Yes.
You're gonna
All
have
right,
to
one
do
more
it.
try.
Wait. Okay, fine.
Oh, I did it one more try. It was Connor, Ariel, Rick, Frank.
Same
Oh
order.
man!
It's
Oh
really the
no!
same order
We're
every
gonna have
time.
to send this thing back to the lab.
Very, very suspicious. This.
Oh, wait.
It is suspicious that I picked first.
So for those listening, it's Connor, Ariel, Rick, Frank. It has been that way 3 straight times. Let's see if it goes.
all right,
You think
are we
a
just gonna
fourth?
go this all night? Yeah.
Well, I just want to know.
A little suspicious that it is me picking first.
Gotta go back to the lab here.
Have you tried closing?
Oh,
there it is.
Wow.
Yeah, this looks good.
That is
Definitely working like
Huh?
it needed to.
Hottie was sitting there and he's just like, I know my machine works. Do it one more time.
Yeah.
He knew it was it. Now I'm picking last.
It's so random. It doesn't feel random.
No, I feel like we
Wow.
got to go with the other one.
No.
This is what we're going with.
All right. Wow.
Because I don't know how to get that order back. Okay. Actually, I do. I can actually move picks. Look at
Yeah,
that.
I
my
say go with the
God.
original
Oh, now
order.
you're just-
We rolled
look at
it
that.
4 times in a row. Go
Yeah.
with the original order.
So
That is
Frank was
amazing.
last. Rick,
It
boom.
was
Look at that.
CARF, yeah.
This is the greatest production quality that we've ever had on the
It's
program.
unbelievable. Shout out. On Twitter, it's Heidi Comau, HADICOMAU. I mean, shout out to him. Unbelievable work here. And then the best part, I'll go ahead and tell you my pick. Frank, could I get some music?
Yes.
I'm going to go to Bellator 286, Long Beach, California. You mentioned him earlier on the show. Incredible shape. Man looks good. I'm going to go with Aaron Pico.
Wow.
Minus 560. Yep, big favorite, but I'm going to go with him. And then I'll just enter that in here.
Look at that.
Then it shows up.
That is amazing. Gosh. If you're listening to the podcast, like this is all happening in front of us. It's amazing the little things that impress me. So now it says Connor Aaron Pico, first pick, minus 560. By the way, why is he a minus 560 and it says the parlay odd is minus 559?
We're still working out the
Glitch.
Rounding.
Okay.
Still working on the
Okay, fair enough. Aaron Pico going up against fellow Canadian Jeremy Kennedy.
I think this one's not ready for.
No,
for
this is
debut
great.
yet.
Don't be so. Wow, don't be such a hater. What's the? I'm up next. If we get some music, Frank, thank you. What's the limit in terms of?
minus 1,000. Why are you going to take Sadiq Yusuf at minus 900?
I mean, it's staring me right in the face. There's Sadiq Yusuf, or there's AJ McKee. Listen. I want to take McKee. I think McKee, for the record, is getting back on track. I like that McKee fight. I think he's going to look great. I think he has a point to prove. He's a man on a mission, but I like to win as well. So I'm going with Sadiq. Sadiq Yusuf. Come on down.
Good job.
And look at that.
Look at
Parlay
that.
odds updated. The parlay calculator on the side gets us to minus 323.
The odds have even gone down.
Yeah, well, I would hope by adding a second leg, the odds would go down.
Barely.
We got some room to make up here to get this to plus money.
Yeah, I don't know how much help
Rick
I'm
up
going to be in
next.
this.
Oh,
I
wow.
don't know how
Rick.
much hope I'm going to be getting this to plus money because after last week's debacle, I need a sure thing, and for me, that's going to be AJ McKee.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Taking AJ McKee.
Listen,
They didn't hear you.
What are his odds?
AJ
His
McKee
odds
minus.
435.
Yeah, AJ McKee going up against Spike Carlisle, currently a minus 435 on DraftKings. Big fight for him, going to 55, going up, looking to get back on track. What happened to our screen?
I'm kind of, mixing it in because we got to do the old
Got it.
the video this week. That gets us to minus 163.
Okay, Frank,
I'll take it.
it's on you.
All right. So for me, I have to make a pick. Can only pick one person.
Sure, that's
There's
how
a
it
lot of
works.
fights. I'm only gonna pick one. I'm gonna pick Randy Costa.
Wow,
Mm.
that's a big one. Randy
I
Costa.
think so. At minus 300.
Yep, he's going. I see him at minus 285 here
I'm looking at the wrong thing.
Minus 285 on DraftKings Sportsbook.
against Guido Canetti.
Wow. Is it a cursed number that brings us,
Oh, no.
if we can get
Look
it
at
on the
that.
screen, that brings us to plus 117,
Let's
just like
go.
last week.
Is that the same number?
Same number as last week.
Jesus.
But it's not Bellator.
Nah, we got it.
Except for
We got it.
Well, except for AJ
We
McKee.
got
Oh, no,
this.
half of it is Bellator, Frank.
Half Bellator, half UFC. I mean,
Perfect.
I'm comfortable.
Yeah, I'm comfortable.
yeah,
Listen, let me tell you something. If this parlay bus,
No, don't do any.
Okay.
Don't do any of that.
No, don't do anything. But we
No.
we got wiggle room here. Every play has been plus money. We're still 5-4. We're up 5 units.
I like it.
We got a little wiggle room. We'll get back in the win column this weekend. I feel good.
All right, so there it is. The rare Bellator UFC. Let me see what time UFC. Do you know what time it starts?
4 p.m.
Is it 4 p.m.?
Yeah, UFC is 4 o'clock start. Bellator is 7.
But undercard, right?
Correct.
Prelims at 4 p.m.
So 7 p.m. So it's going to end at 10, and then the Showtime Bellator card will start at 10. The main card, one of those. By the way, New York Rick, I'd love to ask PFL pay-per-view. You in or you out?
No, not in.
Wow.
I mean,
Wow.
I like
No.
the championship. Like You're asking me, are you asking me financially, or are you asking me in terms of the
Do you
card?
like the
the card
idea?
looks great. No, I don't like the idea.
Right.
I think every promotion wants to do pay-per-view and very few are set up to do it. I do not like the idea.
What if it's $9.99?
Then you've got a bunch of $9.99 pay-per-view solds and are building toward nothing. Like
That's a little
what
extra
is the next
income,
step
right?
after that?
I didn't even think of Would you?
Is it?
Would you be down for $9.99 GC?
Yeah. I mean, I would pay $10 to see it. They're all fighting for $1 million. You get to see Kayla Harrison. $10. It is what it is. I pay $10 a month for Bellator. Sometimes they don't even have fight cards. Like, I mean, come on.
I agree.
Listen, Showtime's a good product, and now they're. I think you get Paramount Plus with it now, so that's.
I didn't know that.
You get the challenge. So now we've taken this to a premium.
Is the
product.
challenge no longer on MTV?
No, they're on the Paramount app.
Wow, it's
Never
that
seen
big of a
one second
jabroni
of
show
the
that it's on the Paramount.
Oh God, the greatest television experience.
Why would they take it
Possibly
off
greatest
MTV
TV
then?
show.
Wow.
The money, you got to get that thing on Paramount Plus, baby. You gotta get the subscribers in. Pay-per-view. Yes, you can potentially make some extra bread. $9.99. I mean, we don't even know the price. We're just speculating. But let's say
I don't think it's. By the way, I'd be shocked if it's $9.99.
So let's say it's $29.99, whatever the price may be, right?
$29.99 amount.
Wow.
You're going to make some extra money potentially on whoever buys that pay-per-view, but are you now losing an audience that needs to be exposed to PFL and needs to care about PFL and build that fan base? Because you're not there yet. I just think that pay-per-view is not, pay-per-view is not a bad model if you have the audience already. Like if you're a Jake Paul or somebody who can bring in people. PFL is not that league yet. It's premature. It's extremely premature.
I agree. Remember when Bellator did it and they were further along with more established names and that failed?
And what came of it? Nothing. Like you need to keep the momentum going. This is a momentum halter. This is now your championship is going to be viewed by less people.
Right.
Don't love the idea.
Speaking of pay-per-view, I will be paying to see it though. I'll be in the Hulu Theater on Black Friday.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. It's a great card. I want to watch all these fights, and I obviously will be watching all these fights.
Let's watch them together at the Hulu
Why not?
Theater.
I'll be there.
I like that idea. But why not have more people watch it? That's my thing.
I'm with you.
Don't love it because these are the types of cards that should be like, these are the cards that should get you, if anything, I know this would never happen. I'm not crazy. I'm just throwing it out there. Like, hey, if there's a bunch of other, I don't know what ABC shows on the day after, I guess you call it Black Friday here in the States. Is it called? Yeah, I guess it's called Black Friday, right? Why am I thinking of Boxing Day? Boxing Day is the day after Christmas. Anyway, I don't know what ABC shows on Black Friday if they have a big sporting event, but I would say put that on ABC as opposed to putting it behind a paywall, right? Like that's your showcase event. That's the one that you want to have the most, or at the very least, put it on ESPN National. Now, I know ESPN National will probably have college football and blah, 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 but golly, like you have your biggest draws, if you will, and none of them are, they're going to be fighting in front of a much smaller audience. Don't love it.
Yeah, the combo of the pay-per-view and the day that it's happening and the time slot that it's happening.
I wonder if Kayla and company get a cut.
I mean, it'd be worth finding that out. I mean, I think what we should make clear, though, and I should make clear because probably I'm the one with the most significant statement here, is that it's not an indictment on PFL and it's not an indictment on the card. As I said, the card is very strong. It just feels premature. It's not that those fights are not worthy. It's that audience is not assured. That audience is not guaranteed. The UFC has created a never-ending funnel. They can put on, the brand is so strong that they can put on any card and a certain number of fans will tune in. They can do any pay-per-view and a certain number of fans will buy that pay-per-view. They're also incentivized by ESPN who has a minimum, but there's a lot of factors at play there. PFL is just, it's premature. They're just not there yet. And this great card is something that should be used as a business card to show people how great the PFL can be. And then use that to maybe parlay for pay-per-view down the road, but premature for me. Certainly will be watching, certainly excited by the card. Think there's a lot of interesting matchups in the championship this year, as well as the other fights that they're putting on. I mean, Burgos versus Moraes is fun. That is a fun fight. They're potentially adding some more. I like what they're doing, but I do wish there were more people who would be exposed to it.
In the Hulu theater. Come on, Rick. We'll do in the Hulu theater. We'll watch USA England at a soccer bar beforehand, then mosey our way over to the Hulu theater. We'll make a day of it. Leftovers. Meet at my house for lunch. Leftovers. Off to a soccer bar, USA England. Off to Hulu theater for PFL that night. I mean, sounds like a good day to me.
Yeah, now we're adding a lot on the front end. I got kids. I mean, we'll see. We'll see. I do want to say one correction from our fearless leader, Brian Tucker, fellow challenge fan. The flagship version of the challenge is coming back on October 12th on MTV. The All-Stars, which I think is the superior product at this point, is the one on Paramount Plus. But yeah, there's still some representation on MTV, but you know, Paramount Plus is the home of the challenge.
Man, what a day. November 25th. Wales, Iran at 5 a.m. Qatar, Senegal at 8 a.m. Of course, Canada beating Qatar in a friendly just a couple of days ago. Netherlands, Ecuador at 11, and then England, USA at 2 on Fox. So they're not going to go head-to-head with PFL.
No.
So it won't be tough.
Well, might be. Spend all day watching soccer. You really want to sit there for a 5-hour pay-per-view.
What's the big sporting event on the 26th at night? Is there a big, or the 25th?
The 25th? I don't know. College football, NBA,
big.
Something.
Yeah.
I don't think there is a big sporting event. The big sporting event is noon on Thanksgiving Day.
Yeah, baby. Lions Bills.
Yes, sir. Got my Vaughn jersey ready to go.
Can I just say something? Can I just say something?
Uh-oh.
It did.
No more jerseys.
Wow, you were a little worried about that? Come on.
I mean,
what do you mean? What do you mean? Can I?
Give me a break.
Jersey, shirt, just the pants are fine. But
I would be lying. I would be lying if the thought didn't. In my anger afterwards, I would be lying if for a brief moment.
Wow.
A thought.
Wow, you pulled out a voodoo doll of me. This guy.
There is one
ripped
point
off
about
the
the,
little Vaughn jersey.
I'm sitting there and I'm like, how could this happen? How could we have lost to the fucking Dolphins? How did this?
They're 3-0. They're a great team. Tua, all-pro quarterback.
How did this happen? And then for a moment, I was like,
nah, come on.
The jersey.
There's a part of the game,
bought
though.
a Von Miller jersey and he wore it, and now
the win wasn't catastrophe. Like, it wasn't a catastrophe.
Oh, yeah,
Had they
the whole
lost in
game.
a catastrophe?
Oh, you're right. I mean, the whole fucking defense being injured isn't a catastrophe. You're right. You know,
A little heat exhaustion. That's all. Just had to get rehydrated.
Micah Hyde out for the season. No problem.
Nah,
So
I'll wear it again this week and we'll win by 20.
All right.
This house of cards is
I got my Nottingham Forest jersey.
Oh,
too.
great. No wonder. That explains the last couple of games.
I haven't worn it yet, though. That's the thing. I was a little disappointed when I got it the way they've been performing. I was like,
By the
I'm
way,
more excited about this after the Aston Villa game or whatever it was.
it might be traced back to the purchase rather than the actual.
Yeah, that is when it turned south for Nottingham Forest. That is
It
true.
feels like the purchase might be the turning point.
I feel like this needs to be weaponized for good, for selfish means.
No, we've tried
somehow,
this.
but-
We tried this. I tried to wear my Man City jersey and we lost 6-0. 6-0. Excuse me. I'm sorry.
Oh my!
I do have to
God.
say that I think Connor kind of jinxes some things because I watched the game with him.
Yeah.
I jinxed one play.
What happened?
He was decorating his apartment.
Oh god.
Yeah, but by the way, my house is a fall wonderland
Totally
at this point.
understandable.
Frank got to witness it.
But he's like standing on top of a chair trying to hang some things up. And he's like, I'm not even going to turn around because I know this is going to be a stop. And then Miami
Yeah, it
throws
was
a Hail
like a
Mary.
40-yard bomb. For the
Oh,
Dolphins.
that annoying one to Tyreek Hill
Yep. Yeah.
or to Waddle, whatever. Fuck.
Yeah. Also, Frank, new to the red zone game where you have the main game on the big screen TV, and then you have red zone on the side TV.
Oh yeah.
Sometimes red zone can be quicker than the main TV.
Oh no.
Yeah, he couldn't keep up. There was a few times where I watched what happened on the small TV, and I was reacting, and he's just like, and then he would watch it on the big TV. He'd be like, "Oh, there it is." I'm like, "Yeah, dude, I saw that." 15 seconds.
Wow, the red zone game is quicker than the actual broadcast.
But being a mensch, he actually stopped the stream a little bit so they would catch up to each other.
That's
Yeah,
good.
I finally caught it up. I mean, Frank, in a great football viewing experience. I mean, 65-incher for the main, red zone on the side.
How big is the side?
Only 32.
Okay.
Keep
Is
it
it a
in check,
TV
keep it humble.
or a computer?
No, it's a TV.
Okay. Are they both on the wall?
No.
Where's the second one? Like on a chair or something? Or
It's on a
like a stand?
table. Yeah.
Okay. How often do you go with the 2 TV setup?
It's got to be a big night.
Okay.
Energy's high in the apartment when it's a 2 TV night. I can promise you that.
And how was the dip?
The dip was phenomenal. I finished the leftovers for it the next day, and it made my day.
Literally 3 bites left. Come on.
Fritos too. There was some leftover Fritos. I was in the gym, and I was like, man, what am I going to eat after this? I'm so hungry. Pushed me through the end of my workout.
Have you ever heard of this, New York Rick? They're talking about some buffalo wing dip, which is it's the dish on its own. Like I thought, Frank was like, I'm going to bring the dip, and I was like, cool. What are you dipping into the dip? Like usually
Fritos.
But there's
Tostitos.
There's chicken in the dip.
Yeah, I've heard of this for sure.
And it's fully cooked.
It's shameful that you haven't heard of it.
And there's cream cheese in the dip too.
Oh yeah.
Cream cheese
for sure.
What are you talking about?
Welcome
Chicken
to 2022.
and cream cheese.
There is no way, and buffalo sauce. There's no way you would eat this, Ariel, and you'd be like, bah, this isn't good. There's no way.
I've never heard of such a thing. When I go to Buffalo, should I ask for this?
No.
I don't know. I don't know what they do in Buffalo. Anchor bar.
There's certain ingredients that are just for like consistency and thickening and things like that, like a casserole. Like there's certain things in there.
Incredible. I've never heard of such a thing. By the way,
really
someone let me know, where do I go? Because you just said
you can go to Duff's or Anchor Bar.
Yeah, but I actually hear that Anchor Bar isn't the place. I hear that
Anchor Bar's contested all the time.
Yeah.
I think Anchor Bar is like the tourist spot.
Yeah.
I've been to Anchor Bar before. The pizza was better than the wings. Pizza was phenomenal.
You've been to Buffalo?
Oh, yeah.
For what?
I had some family up in Rochester when I was growing up.
Oh, wow.
So in truth, my wife is from Buffalo.
Yeah.
And she thinks that both of them are trendy and like not worth
So what's
it.
the spot?
Someone Instagram DM'd
It's really
me
like
the
a
spot,
mom and
I
pop,
can't.
just
can't
random
find
spot,
it.
and you order.
Oh,
on.
wait.
It's just like New York pizza. It's like it's the
No,
consistency.
there's got to be a spot.
Someone hit me up on Instagram. Joe said, tell Ariel that Bar Bill is the spot for wings in Buffalo.
Bar Bill. All right. Do you think when I go in there, I'll get a hero's welcome?
There's another place that I've heard is incredible, and I can't remember the name. I think it's Wing Nuts.
Wow.
Have you heard of this place? Like super saucy, super crunchy. You have to like go really early. I think it's
Dinosaur
Wing Nuts.
barbecue.
Yeah,
No.
Wing Nuts.
Dinosaur barbecue. What are you talking about?
I think it's Wing Nuts. Yeah,
With a Z or with an S?
with a Z.
Okay. Oh, wow.
I could be wrong. No, I think it is Wing Nuts. Yeah, Dinosaur Barbecue is great too.
Yeah, but that's a chain.
Yeah, but they started in Buffalo.
Did they really? I thought they started
From
in
what I
Syracuse.
understand, they start. Well, then you know more.
You should try to go to Wing Nuts. That's my vote.
All right. Problem is, my wife eats really healthy, and she's gonna
Well, she can have the celery sticks.
she's gonna crap all over this experience.
Celery sticks and carrots. She's good.
It's fried. Dip, wings.
Let it all out, man.
Anyway, this is gonna be great. I can't wait. All right. And what about the rest of your picks? Do you have picks for?
Yeah. You want to rip through them real
yeah,
quick?
let's rip them. I gotta answer questions too.
Yeah, of course. Going into this, I just can't speak with a ton of confidence on these. Obviously, these Apex cards can get kind of tricky. So, proceed with caution as we get into this one. But I did find some ones that I think I like. We'll start with this first one, Krzysztof Jotko. Just the experience that he's had in the UFC. He's been here for almost a decade. I just feel like he always fights smart when he goes out there. He's got the grappling chops to avoid the submissions from Brendan Allen. I think he's also got the takedown defense to avoid getting taken down in the first place, 83% takedown defense over a large sample size. And even if Brendan Allen does get him down, I think he's just going to get it back up. And when it stays standing, I think he's the better boxer. I think he's patient, uses the counter punching better. And I think he's just going to be able to outpoint him. It's probably going to be boring. It's probably not going to be that exciting. He doesn't have huge finishing capabilities, but he is a good point winner. And I think that's what he's going to do here. Don't have full trust in Brendan Allen. I think he's got, high-level skills, and he can put it together. He's still young at 26, but I'm going to trust the veteran, high fight IQ to get it done, likely by a boring decision. But I would take that if he does get it done. Next up, I'm going to take Jesse Ronson. Silva does not go to a decision. So Ronson, 8 of his last 10 fights have not gone to the scorecards. He's been knocked out. He's been submitted. He's done the knocking out. He's submitted people. And then if you include the Ultimate Fighter fights for Joaquim Silva, 13 of his 17 fights in his career have not gone to a decision. He has also been KO'd. He's also been submitted. He's also done that. They're guys that have been finished that also have finishing capabilities. And Silva, Tough to trust the chin on Joaquim Silva. He was KO'd by Ricky Glenn and KO'd by Nasrat Hakparas. I don't know if you know the careers of Ricky Glenn or Nasrat, but they are not the biggest finishers in the world. Nasrat, 10 UFC fights, 1 KO win. That was against Silva. Ricky Glenn, 8 UFC fights, 1 KO win. That was also against Silva. So can't really trust the chin there, but I think there's multiple ways that this fight gets finished, and I don't see it seeing the scorecard. So minus 145, I like it to get done there. Next up, Tabitha Ricci. I took this one last week. Her price is inflating, but I still like her at the current price. The game plan is to wrestle. Jessica Penne, 40% takedown defense. We've seen her struggle, get taken down there. I know she beat Lupi Godinez by a split decision, but she struggled in getting taken down, and that's exactly what Tabitha Ricci is going to do. Come in here, wrestle. I mean, that is the game plan to win, and I trust her to get that done.
By the way, every time I see Tabitha Ricci, I always think of Christina Ricci.
By
the way, I'm in that screen.
What's up, man?
That was weird. You know Christina Ricci?
Nah.
This is freaking me out. Yeah.
Yeah, what about her?
Where did New York Rick go?
He left.
Oh, he left? All right. See you later. I don't know why. Ricci, Christina.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Both Ricci's. Yeah. I got Baby Shark getting it done, likely as well, by a fairly boring decision. Next up, I will be taking John Castaneda and Willie Cat Santos.
What's going on over there? Everything all right, guys?
Yeah, things are getting out of control back here, but we'll keep it moving. I'm going to take this one. Does not go to a decision. So really the basis of this for me is the style that these guys fight. If you go back and watch John Castaneda's last fight against Miles John was supposed to be the guy that was going to have a ton of power and be able to knock John Castaneda out. It was the exact opposite. Castaneda came in there with power in his hands, knocked down John's in round 2, knocked him again in round 3. Ended up finishing him with an arm triangle. He was constantly moving forward, just pressuring him. He essentially just wilted Johns to the pressure. And then if you look at Santos, he's fighting out of Shootbox Diego Lima, where Charles Oliveira trains. Watching his last fight against Julio Arce, I know he did not land that many, but like he came out head hunting. He comes out swinging, and I think that's what he's going to do here. I mean, these Shootbox guys just come out head hunting. We've seen what Charles Oliveira does in fights. Last night on the Contender Series, Mateus with the blue hair, 48-second knockout, fighting out of Shootbox. Like these guys come out to head hunt, and I think that's what Santos does. He couldn't find the connection with Julio Arce. Julio Arce also has great defensive striking, but Castaneda got hit a few times by Miles Johns. So if he's not the one doing the finishing, I could see Santos picking up a finish here. I mean, he's hectic. Throws spinning elbows, throws spinning kicks, is just like constantly throwing overhands. So he's going to make the fight chaotic. I'm fascinated to see who's going to be the one leading the dance, who's going to be one controlling the center of the octagon, bringing that pressure, because both of these guys like to do that. So I think it's really going to be a fight that people are sleeping on, and I think it's going to be a ton of fun. Just from stats-wise, 8 of Castaneda's last 10 wins are by finish. Santos, 4 of his last 5 wins. 6 of his last 8 are also by finish. So I think it's going to be a really exciting fight, and I don't think it's going to go to a decision. I think it's going to be pretty chaotic in there. Next up, XIAONAN Barcelos. Took this one last week as well. We had the week off. I did take a couple bets in it. I just really like XIAONAN Barcelos. Go watch a YouTube video on him, The Striking of XIAONAN Barcelos by Downward Elbow. It's like 30 minutes, goes through his entire life. You'll have a hard time betting against him after you watch it. I mean, he's just a cool dude. Great mixed martial artist, Brazilian wrestling national champion, BJJ black belt, and super crisp striker. And in this matchup, I think he's just too complete of a fighter for Trevin Jones. I mean, on the feet, I think he's just way more active. He's going to be able to out-volume. I know Trevin Jones has power, but XIAONAN Barcelos has never been knocked out. And then if it were to go to the ground, I think XIAONAN Barcelos has all the advantages there as well. I think he's just got him covered everywhere, and I think he bounces back after a pretty poor showing against Victor Henry, where a short notice debutant pretty much styled on him over the 3 rounds. So I expect Barcelos to be able to get a bounce back here, which takes us to the main event of the evening. A lot of people might not like this pick. I feel like Mackenzie Dern is going to be the popular pick this week, but I'm going to be going with XIAONAN on the money line. I'm not going huge on this, obviously, because of the dangers that Mackenzie Dern presents. The fight could end at any time. She doesn't even have to get the takedown, even though her takedowns are pretty awful at a 9% accuracy. She can just climb on you, get you in tricky positions. We've seen her get pretty much everyone in tricky positions, even if she doesn't win the fight. Marina Rodriguez in that second round in a whole lot of trouble. Tisha Torres, same thing too. So I think Yan Xiaonan is going to have to navigate some tricky waters throughout this fight, but I'm just going to trust that she can do it. I think she's a high-level fighter for the strawweight division, and when you look at the striking, every time Mackenzie Dern goes up and fights a competent striker, Marina Rodriguez styled on her for 4 of those 5 rounds. It was really only the second round where she found any success. Amanda Hebus, same thing, styled on her, just thoroughly outstriking her over the 3 rounds. Tisha Torres, I thought Tisha Torres won that fight. I mean, she found a lot of success getting through those tricky situations and found success on the feet. I rate Yan Xiaonan as a competent striker. She held her own against Marina Rodriguez. You could make an argument that she won that fight. And I just think she has a level above in the striking department. And if it does stay standing, if this does end up being a 25-minute war, I think Yan Xiaonan is going to get the better of her in the striking exchanges. And similar to that Marina Rodriguez fight, just be able to outpoint her over it. I think if you're going to play Mackenzie Dern, it's her getting the submission, which obviously she is A++ at. You know, she has got a skill that she can capitalize on at any moment in the fight. So this will be a dicey one. That's why I'm not going that heavy on it. But I also did, because of what I just said, a 25-minute war. Yan Xiaonan has essentially no finishing capabilities in the UFC. She has 0 finishes. Mackenzie Dern, tough as nails, hasn't been finished. I also sprinkled a little bit on Yan Xiaonan by decision at +325. I think that's her most likely path to victory. So I think Mackenzie Dern's price is a little bit inflated in what I think is a good fight for Yan Xiaonan if it doesn't hit the mat. But everything I'm saying, it could all go out the window in a split second if Mackenzie Dern ends up locking something up, because she is a fantastic jiu-jitsu practitioner. But I like the odds here. Like, say it was -125 Mackenzie Dern, I would probably be playing Mackenzie Dern, but at -225, I don't really like that price. So I'll be taking the underdog shot here on Yan Xiaonan.
Wow. Okay. I like Dern, but you do bring up some great points about the Rodriguez fight, which was around almost exactly a year ago, if my memory serves me
Mackenzie Dern also a pretty heavy favorite in that one, around -200. I played Marina Rodriguez in that one. A lot of people saying, you know, Mackenzie Dern was a lock going into that one, but yeah, I don't know. If she doesn't find the submission, I think she could be in some trouble in this fight.
Look at those posters on your wall. You've got UFC, you've got Bellator. Still no 1 odds, right?
No, there are 1 odds.
There are 1 odds.
Yeah, I thought about playing something, but I don't know, man. That Lee fight is, I feel like you should just flip a coin. I feel like I should literally just take a coin out of my pocket, flip it, and that's where we end up with it.
Okay. So busy weekend.
Busy weekend. I actually got to finish you off with 4 quick parlays. I won't give breakdowns, you know. Go to NoBetSport if you want the breakdown for it.
Oh, yeah.
But very quickly here. CASTANEDA doesn't go to a decision. Randy Brown money line. I just like Randy Brown this week. I think it's a very advantageous matchup for him. Size, much younger, much faster, more volume than Francisco Trinaldo. I have him in 2 parlays. Sadiq Youssef, I took him last week. I know people are going to be asking for the slips. Good line on him, bad line on Castaneda. You can get Castaneda for -175 now. And then I also did the Randy parlay plus Sadiq Youssef. And then lastly, Bellator 286. Had my heart broken last week. Why not get it broken again? Think we got some squash matchups. Lance Gibson Jr. Sumiko Inaba is the definition of a squash match. She is fighting a 2-5 girl who she has already fought and knocked out in 60 seconds. So have a hard time seeing her losing. Aaron Pico and AJ McKee, who are also in the MMA parlay. There it is. Those are the picks.
All right. There it is. Good luck to everyone. Good luck to you, as always.